I just want to make a quick little video to show you how to bring a Segway 9-bot back to life. One of these little mini Segway Pros. I have two of them, had them for about 5 or 6 years. Recently, through COVID, they sat for about 9 months, wouldn't take a charge. I think my cat's gonna come here and help. She's such a good helper. So this one, plugged it in, and the little display here would come on, would just barely blink on for just a half a second, beep, and then go out, beep, and then go out. And the other one wouldn't take a charge at all. So me being who I am, I used to design battery chargers and make printed circuit boards. Of course, I got to take it apart. And I'm an electronics engineer by trade, but even if you have no electronics experience at all, you can do this. It's a super easy thing to check, and I just wanted to show you how easy this is. So I'm going to turn this off. I've got the other one taken apart in the garage. We'll go out and look at it, but first you got to see how to take the battery pack off. And it comes off with 4 simple screws. That one, 4 corners. There, there, and there. And there's not even any wires holding it in. It just lifts out because there's a electrical connector up here. So let's go out to the garage and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so here's the battery. This is what it looks like when you pull it off. There's the electrical connector there, and no wires to worry about. There's a little charge plug here. So you can see this one's already open. I'll show you how I opened it. I love these stickers, no user serviceable parts inside, especially because I used to design those stickers and the parts that are inside. Not inside this battery, but other stuff. So I found the best way to get into this. Let me show you what it has here first. It just has, so you can see what you're getting into. It has these little clamps here, little tabs that made up with little protrusions all around the perimeter. So it's not heat sealed, it's not ultrasonically welded or anything, it's just stuck together. So I found the best way to do this for me. You can kind of see the marks I left here of getting into it, but it's not too bad. So get yourself a small screwdriver and a bigger screwdriver. And I found the best place to start for me was right around this connector here. There seemed to be a little bit more of a gap. And I stick the little screwdriver in there and just turn just a little bit. And I got just enough of an opening to put in the bigger screwdriver and come over here, and all of a sudden I heard a click. And that was the first tab going. And then just work your way down. Just hold the screwdriver, go take the screwdriver down to the next position, and keep prying open all the way around. And you'll just, you know, you get that first one, you'll mess up the plastic a little bit, and it looks a little bit ugly, but who cares? Battery wasn't working. So you just work your way around and go pop, 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 and all the way around the perimeter. And then when you open it, this is where the wires are on this side. So one of the things to note is that there are battery tabs all the way around the board. Every battery connection is brought through to this side of the circuit board. And you can get at battery negative, the main negative right here, and it says B- on the board. And if you look over here, just to the right of the red wire, there's a tab that says B+. And I'm going to get on it from behind the meter. And right now, I've fully charged this one up. So look at that, I've got 59.81 volts. And when I measured it, I had on charge overnight. And yesterday it was 42. So let me show you how I forced the charger to charge this battery pack. So this is our charger. And the nice thing about this is it puts out a regulated 59.5 volts. And if you do the math, that 59.5 volts divided by 15 batteries equals about 3.96 volts per battery, which if you look it up for a lithium-ion battery, that's only about 75% fully charged. So normally they'd get up to about 4.2 volts. So I just learned by doing this little exercise that when you fully charge these batteries, they're only 75% charged, which if you're making a consumer item, that's actually kind of a good thing, because one of the ways that you ruin lithium ion batteries is you charge them fully up and then just let them sit, because then they degrade very quickly. So actually sitting with a full charge on it is a good way to store it. So what you can do, this is the output of it, and if you look at it, you get a little pointer here. So here's the plug. Try to get it in focus here. So with the little nub at the top here, this is the positive output, and that's the negative output. This one here on the left. Top left is positive, bottom left is negative. So you get 59.5 volts out of there. I'm going to show you where I made these connections. So it's kind of a cluster of wires here. We just want to show you what I rigged up. I just got 2 small pieces of wire, and I put one into the top there, one into the bottom. Connected a red clip lead to the top wire, which is going to be our positive, and a black one to the negative. And over here on the battery, I'll show you what I was talking about earlier. They got all these points here on the board. That's when it says B minus, that's the main negative. And this one here that says B plus, that's the main positive. When you hook up to those, you'll see the entire string of batteries. And ooh, oh, I see something. There's a switch here. That's a switch. I really want to push that button. I'm going to avoid the temptation. Ooh, might do a bad thing. I also see something that says reset here. So you see that? That's where you, at the factory, they put in a test header. There's RST, reset, ground, something, and a 3.3 volts. So typically if you ground the reset pin, it'll reset the whole board, the whole battery board. So that's something you might want to try as a before you throw it away. First of all, I have the voltmeter connected to B minus and B plus, and we're seeing the full battery voltage. I have the charger right here. It's not plugged in yet, but I do have these 2 wires from the output, like I showed you earlier. The positive wire, that one on the upper left, is connected to this, and the negative wire is connected to that through these clip leads. So I'm going to clip this on here and click this to battery plus. And there I have the charger. There's the green charger light just came on, and we're 59.83. It's not moving at all because I just took them off charge. Leave it there for about 2 hours. It'll charge up the pack, snap it back together, and see if it works. When you put the battery back together, you're gonna fold this over. You know, watch your wires here and make sure you don't pinch any wires. So just before you put the battery pack back on, keep this, make sure the gasket's back down in its channel. And it's a 5mm Allen wrench. Hi there. So anyway, I'm going to put this back together here. Plop it down like that and tighten those screws back up. We'll see. Battery pack's on there. Tighten up the screws. Turn it over. Let's see what we got here. Here's the big reveal. Uh-oh. Oh shit. Okay, so it didn't feel like coming alive when I put my freshly charged battery pack in there. So let me just relate what happened. I took the battery pack back off just to kind of make sure it was seated properly, and it was. But now on the bottom of the battery pack, on the other side and about this location, big bright blinking green light. And I had seen a little window in the case of the battery, and I thought maybe it was some kind of IR sensor to make sure it was up against the body, the chassis, before it would turn on or something, but I didn't know what it was. But now that thing was blinking bright green. So didn't really know why it didn't turn on, but I just remounted the battery pack and turn it on, and now it works fine. So I don't know, maybe it just wanted to be, oh yeah, it does work fine. It's going. Maybe it just wanted to be reseated. I don't know. It's also possible that after the battery pack has been discharged and then you bring it back up, you know, maybe that switch, that little button I wanted to push, maybe that has something to do with something that's necessary after fixing or changing out a battery. Maybe that little reset, or if you touch reset to ground on the back of the circuit board, that might do something. I don't know, but in my case, I just I put the battery pack on, nothing, took it off, had a bright green flashing light. Green usually means good. Put it back on there, and now it works. So I'll go out and give it a little test ride, but I think we're back in business. So good luck. Hopefully this maybe helps someone. It was super easy to do. The cover just snaps off, and you know, there's no plugs. Everything's just right there. So go ahead and give it a shot. Now you might find if you're testing your batteries and you go from like, you know, B5 plus to B6 plus and you measure 0 volts, you know, if you've got batteries that are dead, then you're going to have to remove those 6 screws and pull out the batteries and replace them. And for that, you're going to need the skills to be able to cut the battery tabs and re-spot weld them on. So there's another video where I think someone shows how to do that. So look into battery spot welding, and those cells, they're a few dollars each, so you don't really need to pay $300 for a new battery pack. You would just replace the cells that need to be replaced. Yeah, they won't be matched properly, but it should work pretty well. So good luck.